let's go all the way back and explain why we're here right now. In April of 2000.
2000. Oh my.
Head booker for WCW, Vince Russo, and former executive president of WCW, now only on-air talent, Eric Bischoff, rebooted WCW storylines and statistical standings, whatever those were, stripping Jarrett of the WCW title as well as all the champions, which he then regained 16 days later and lost 7 days after that. And then David Arquette won it from him the next night. And then he won it back from him 12 days later. Better than what we had, apparently. On that same night, all storylines were stopped. Russo and Bischoff started a new stable called the New Blood, filled with younger talent, a.k.a. guys who have been in the business for 15 plus years, to fight the Millionaires Club, a.k.a. guys who have been in the business for 30 plus years. Jarrett feuded with various members of the Millionaires Club, leading to Hulk Hogan, which ended with the infamous Jarrett literally laying down for Hogan, and Hogan walking out of WCW forever. After that, Jarrett floated around from feud to feud until 2001, when he joined Scott Steiner to form the Magnificent Seven, which consisted of Ric Flair, Scott, and Rick Steiner, Lex Luger, Buff Bagwell, and Road Warrior Animal. However, if you don't remember this, that's because this was the infamous Sid breaks his leg off the top rope incident, where the run-in did not matter because a man was very broken in the middle of the ring.
To pieces.
And that was in January of 2001. WCW was purchased in March of 2001, leaving a lot of people who had very poor relations with the WWF owner, Vince McMahon, out of job.
And most of them just had that Time Warner contract, so they just didn't want to work.
They didn't want to work. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And the people who didn't have that type of a contract were in a poor position, like Bob Ryder, a former contributor to the Dirt Sheets, aka wrestling tabloid websites, was working for WCW as a, quote, glorified chat room moderator, end quote, for WCW Live, along with Jeremy Borash and other WCW.com things. There's a segment on Nitro in, I forget what year, 2000, 2001, where Tank Abbott comes out and beats up the people from WCW Live promoting, like, next to the commentary, and it is Bob Ryder and Jeremy Borash.
Oh,
so you can see them, yeah.
I can see his face.
Also, Jerry Jarrett, the former CWA and USWA owner and multiple-time NWA Tag Team Champion, again, father of Jeff Jarrett, was working as a consultant for both the WCW and the WWF, and had a proposal to bring WCW back to its profitable state, but TV deals were canceled, and the WWE bought it out. So he's out. Shortly after that happened, Bob Ryder, Jeff Jarrett, and Jerry Jarrett all went on a fishing trip contemplating what they were going to do in the wrestling business now that they had little options, coming to the conclusion that the Monday Night Wars left TV executives sour to the idea of wrestling on TV, and they needed a different format. Pre-current video streaming internet era, the next best option was pay-per-view, aka the video rental store at home, aka Netflix beta.
It's a horrible way to put it.
Okay, was that?
It's accurate.
Yeah.
But...
All right, just a little more. While the details were worked out, Jeff Jarrett joined the WWA on its debut show in October of 2001, losing the title match to Road Dogg, but the belts were immediately vacated for an upcoming tour they were about to do.
Why do I feel like I remember this?
You shouldn't, but you might.
Well, there was nothing going on but WWF at the time.
So you probably, yeah.
So I was like trying to find anything.
Yeah. The belts were vacated for an upcoming tour they were going to do because they did not have a TV deal. So they just did like town to town tours doing the same show and then would do a pay-per-view at the end of it.
Oh, okay.
It was like a touring play almost.
Yeah. That's almost what they do now, kind of. The WWE. With house shows.
Sorta, yeah. Yeah, so titles were vacated, and then Jeff Jarrett won the title during that tour, and he was the champion. And he held on to it, feuding with other former WCW wrestlers that the WWF was not interested in at all, mostly due to bad relations. And he left April of 2002, which was about the time that the Jarretts finally found their financial backing. And in June of 2002, Jeff Jarrett and his father created the limited liability company, J Sports and Entertainment, and opened the new wrestling promotion, Total Nonstop Action. Yes. 19 days before this show, they created the company.
June, that's when the show happens.
Yeah.
You didn't waste any time.
Okay, let's start the show.
Dun, 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 dun.
dark matches, apparently.
Oh, that's before the song.
We get dark matches first. The thing is, though, the dark matches are Apollo over David Young and Cheex over Frank Parker, but these matches appear on the next show.
Oh.
So I don't know if they let these guys wrestle twice or if they use this as a dark show match and then we're like, all right, we'll toss those in.
Okay, yeah, we like those matches. Now you guys can wrestle in the next show.
The thing is, though, the 450-pound Cheex hit the ropes too hard, and I get conflicting reports here, either broke one of the ropes, broke all of the ropes, or one of those two, as well as breaking another part of the ring.
Oh, and maybe the metal spider underneath, whatever, the turnbuckle underneath.
Probably would, I would guess.
Oh, yeah.
Probably would
just
more
from
than that.
running the ropes?
Yeah, or it could be the spider, too. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, from running the ropes, which allegedly caused them to rearrange the card, putting the Legends segment first.
Oh, that explains that.
Which I believe that part at least, because when the show starts off and they go for the wide shot of the pyro, you can see the rope shaking, and then you can, if you pay attention, you can see them moving the turnbuckles and like in the motion. And then after the pyros, you can see clearly one of the Harris brothers, like just swinging his arm, going, go, get up the ramp, like to the ring crew. Like,
as soon as the show starts, you see a bunch of people running from the ring, and even during the Legends segment, you'll get up to, you see as the camera pans, like about 8 people rushing away from the ring.
They were still doing it, yeah. And I presume that's why it went Legends segment, backstage segment, because they needed a few extra minutes to be like, we gotta fix the ring again. Hurry up.
We have that doesn't involve the ring.
Okay, so the show opens.
Yeah.
Old-timey music with black and white wrestling footage explodes into the TNA logo. Electric jizz-style promos, followed by actual fireworks, followed by very lackluster smoke machines. At the entrance ramp, Don West is introduced, and he says, "Get ready for some total nonstop action!" And he introduces one of his cohorts, Ed Ferrara. Ed Ferrara comes out and he says, "I'm all about that TNA," but not necessarily what you're thinking about, my friends.
All right, Don West comes out. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know what to expect. He was a little out there. He had a Hawaiian shirt. Whatever, I got past it.
Absolutely.
Then he introduces Ed Ferrara. My brain has a little tickle in the back. I'm like, oh, Ed Ferrara, I know that name. I'm pretty sure I remember him in WCW.
Ed Ferrara, Vince Russo, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was Oklahoma. So I had a picture in my head. The man comes out. That wasn't Ed Ferrara.
No.
It was like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, something. I don't know what it was.
Oh, he 100% looks like John Travolta's character from, what is it, Battlefield Earth?
Yes.
Is that it?
Battlefield Earth? Yes.
Is that
the dreads and or whatever it was.
The
braids? I don't know what it was.
I don't know. Well, yeah, whatever it was supposed to be in the film, I forget.
Yeah, he had like a predator head with fake hair extensions, and you can obviously see where it starts and begins.
Oh my dude. I had the original VHS footage.
Okay, yeah.
In 480p, and I could still tell where those dreads started and stopped. Like, it was so obvious.
He's wearing, like, Chris Rock's leather suit that looks like it would be big on Rikishi.
Right.
It is way too big for him. And he was apparently wearing a fuzzy shirt under there, which I didn't even know till later.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not Ed Ferrara. I don't know what he was going for.
I know. So Ed Ferrara throws to his other cohort, the Professor of Vanilla, Mike Tenay.
Are they just secretly burying him always?
Yeah, dude.
Just calling him boring?
Dude, people like marks like me and you are like, yo, Mike Tenay, he's a smart guy. He's really good. But like in the wrestling world, he is the Matt Striker.
Everyone's just, nerd!
Yeah.
Nerd!
He's like, dude, there's a match going on. Shut up. We're pushing an angle later on. Why are you talking about a Mexican wrestler from 40 years ago that people wouldn't be able to know about if you showed them a video of?
Plus, another thing I was confused about, who was it? Don West comes out, Hawaiian shirt.
Right.
He introduces Ed Ferrara, comes out in that getup.
Leather, yeah, solid leather.
And then they introduce Tenay, who's already at ringside, sitting there.
In a full tux.
In a tuxedo, yeah. But he's sitting there. They were, like, in the back, getting catering, hanging out. And they're like, all right, let's go do the show. And he's already sitting there like a nerd. And I couldn't tell if the other guys were too cool for the dress code, if there was no dress code, and Tenay just showed up in a tux.
Right.
Which I think it was.
It sort of makes sense for a second where Tenay's like, it's all about respect. And then Don West is like, you said it, brother. And then Ferrara's like, well, speak for yourself. And it's like, oh, the guy's in the tuxedo and the other guy's all leathered out. He doesn't care. But what about the Hawaiian guy that seems to care, but not enough to dress up? Yeah, whatever. So anyway, Mike Tenay welcomes us. He says tonight's all about respecting history and crowning a new NWA heavyweight champion in the gauntlet for the gold match. I don't know why, but this is a moment where I'm like,
yeah,
because he says, gentlemen, if you give me a moment, I'll explain the rules. And I go, fuck you!
If you'll give me just a second, I'll run down the rules for the gauntlet for the gold.
Please do.
Well, you don't want to sit there the whole show wondering what the rules are to this crazy match. But he could have just
said, and the rules are. Why did he have to go, gentlemen, if you give me a second, I'll explain the rules.
Well, I hated it.
I hated it, yeah. 2 men start in the ring every 90 seconds. Someone enters when you're eliminated, when you're thrown over the top, and you hit the floor. None of that when your feet hit the floor crap. Just when you hit the floor. Last two have a one-fall match for the title. Ferrara says, it's Darwinism in action. And Don says, we got some legends. Let's go to Borash. That's not a quote, but that's what he says. In the ring, baby Jeremy Borash introduces the NWA legends.
The man needs more collars.
Yeah. What did he have right now? 2? 3?
He only had 2, but they were roughly each 7 inches in length.